Lacrimosa of Dana, East 8, on the PS4. I guess you can call this a first impressions video. I played it for about 5 hours. Unfortunately, I didn't have audio for my last 2 recordings. That's okay. I'll post some videos that don't have any audio commentary. I'm sure some people will love that. You get to hear me drone on endlessly about the E series. How little I've played of it. Let's see. Time to make a map and find the castaways. This part of the game sounded interesting, didn't it? The game's like, okay, we're setting you free of your shackles and let's let you do some exploring. Well, this isn't Skyrim. It's a very linear game at this point, so whatever. Let's see, materials. Yeah, we'll talk about the materials later. So you'll get to see a big chunk of combat as I kind of explain how it works in this game. Actually, let me go to the progress memo. Yep, okay. Captain Barbaros is doing a thing where apparently he'll give us giddies, depending on how much we explore the map. Show him the map. Fine. Okay. Fine. So what was the mission again? Losing track already. Time to make a map, find some other castaways. Okay, we've established that. But where's the part of the game that tells you how exactly you do this? Well, press right on the trackpad, the right half of the trackpad. Yeah, I was expecting. So get rid of that. Down on the D-pad to show the full screen map. You can press X. Actually, I should be able to zoom out. Oh yeah, I mentioned this before. See in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen where it says L1 and R1 to zoom? They lie. You have to press L2 and R2 to zoom in and out. And I don't know why. If you press left on the D-pad, switch to the wide map, L2 and R2 are mapped to the zoom buttons. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, time to make a map. So I guess he wants us to explore most of this area. You can actually fast travel to these crystals right here. We aren't going to do that here. But we can fast travel back here if we need to. Options to base. No. Okay. So we're not going to do that. Let's show you the combat. I'll get you started with the basics for this kid. Adol. Series mainstay, of course. And we also have, what's her name? Laxia. The royalty. Don't worry. She's a bit, gruff, we'll just say. She'll grow on us, don't worry. Because we're the hero. Okay, basics. X button for a basic combo. That's fine. Circle to jump. You have different attacks when you're ascending, apparently, and when you're dropping. When you're descending, you can do that downward slice. And what else? You can press square to switch characters. You can also press triangle to lock onto any enemies. There aren't enemies here for me to lock onto, so I'll show you that later. Let's see. Oh, we also have special attacks mapped to each character. I'll show you those in a second. You can see on the bottom of the screen right there, you see Adol has a little red icon next to his name. That means he has strike attacks, I believe. I forget what the word is. The game will explain that. Let me show you where the game explains this. There's a help section right here that explains how combat works. Move, button controls. You aren't going to need most of these right away, but we'll get to that later. Camp menu. Save and load. You can save pretty much anywhere, which is great. I usually save once I get to crystals. I'll show you what the crystals are later if you didn't see my last video. Mini-map. Shows where all the stuff is. Character, search points, food, wood, ingredients, plant, and ore. Last past of entry. And of course you have those yellow breadcrumbs that show you where you've already traveled. And there's this information, yeah, whatever. Items. Let's see, or press, you can go to item in the camp menu, or press R2 while you're in the open world. You're not going to do downloadable content. This game is not, this console is not online. Press triangle to lock onto a target. Camera will follow the enemy. Enemy information weaknesses will display. Change targets with the R button. Press triangle again to unlock. Evasion with the L1 button. You can also run by holding down the L1 button. The game will explain that in a second. Or explain jump attacks. You can map skills to each face button R1 is like a shift key on a keyboard. You hold R1, you press one of the face buttons, and you can do a special attack. I'll show you the ones I've chosen for each character. Using skills, gain SP by attacking, land a charge attack to gain a lot of SP. I'll explain that later too, because the game does actually show you where on your HUD. Actually, you can kind of see that right there on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I'll show you that later. Unleash a skill. If you stop attacking, your power will charge. Press X for a charge attack to gain massive SP if it lands. It's like mana. Okay, this is what I mentioned earlier. Adol has that little red icon next to his name. That's a red slash attack, effective against soft-bodied enemies. Laxia has a green pierce symbol next to her name. That means she's very good against flying enemies. And there's a character we're going to get later on in the game, about half an hour from now, who has a strike attack, a yellow icon that's effective against armored enemies, shelled enemies, things like that. You'll see those when we get further into this overworld area. Ally tactics. Press the left half of the trackpad to change the AI action. So if you press left on the trackpad, you press the left half of the trackpad. You're switching between attacking or evasion. Attack focus means you want to attack predominantly. Evasion focus means you want to stop attacking and focus on healing yourself or staying safe. There's only one person in your party that can't do that, but that's okay. Break opponents. Yeah, remember earlier when I just mentioned striking, slashing, and piercing? Well, depending on which weapon you use, eventually you'll break opponents, which increases the rare item drop rate and deals damage regardless of attribute, which is fantastic. So if you use the right kind of attack on the right kind of enemy, you're more likely to break them. You'll see that flash during combat every once in a while. It doesn't seem to be that necessary. I'm playing on the penultimate difficulty level. On the highest difficulty level, that might matter. Battle bonuses with the enemy to the air and obtain bonus experience. That's nice. There are a couple of attacks that do that. So this game does have a lot of bells and whistles that the first 4 games didn't have. I want to say even the PS3, the PSP remake of Ys 3 didn't have these bells and whistles. It was basically just sort of a top-down action game where you had combos. Well, as I recall, it's pretty much all you have, but yeah, special attacks too. So there's a lot more meat on the combat here than there is in the earlier Ys games. And of course, those games came out in the late 80s, early 90s, so that goes without saying. Combos were an addition that were added after the fact when the game was remade on the PS2. That much I do remember. And what was that? I think it was the Ark of Nephistim. I never played that one. But I think that was I don't know if that was a remake or an original game. I'll probably play it if I can find it cheap, but a lot of Ys games are like kind of blah. So this series evolved eventually to a point with this game where it got, I'd say, a bit more conventional. A bit more, it caught up with the rest of the action RPG scene, which is good. I mean, this isn't, we're not talking about, Diablo or anything. This game is okay. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, extra skills. Yeah, if a skill lands, the extra gauge will charge. That's the little orange icon inside of the circle. So eventually, when it fills up, you can press L1 and R1 together to do unleash a special attack, as you would expect in games like this. When you're out here in the overworld, like we are right now in the green fields, you regain HP just by standing around. You will not recover inside of dungeons, though, and we'll get to a dungeon later. You saw that little crystal over the area we just left? That's where the game automatically, it's like a waypoint, and it refills all of your health. We're going to make use of these later on in the video because we're going to be doing a little bit of grinding, not a lot. Driftage. Grinding in this game isn't too bad. I think maybe 10 minutes doing it to go up a couple of levels if you want. You can see me grind in my commentary-free videos, so I'm just gonna blow through this if I can. Yep, these are items you can pick up along the shore, so fine. Oh yeah, when you die, you can retry to go back to the last crystal you passed. Like I said, it's a checkpoint. Harvesting items. Destroy a breakable object to gain SP or find items. Obtain SP from glowing plants and items from wooden box, barrels, or posts. No, pots, not posts. Breaking objects by attacking harvest points shown on the map. Materials can be obtained. We will craft later on in the playlist. Don't worry, you can farm materials very easily in this game. The items that you harvest regenerate as soon as you leave the screen. This game is based on rooms. You're going from one room, quote-unquote, to the other room, and then as soon as you re-enter that same room, enemies and items respawn. Which is actually how you grind. So it's not really a game about having a big streaming, seamless overworld like, you know, Breath of the Wild. It's a game where you go from room to room, and there are little dotted lines showing you where the next room is. You'll see me do that. Like, at the beginning of this video, you saw me leave one room and go out into the overworld where the next room is. That's when the music changed. This J-prog hair metal rock, which is, oh, this is probably the only really decent J-rock in the game so far. You're going to hear this song a lot in the first 5 hours, just fair warning. It helps that it's good, but it kind of sucks there isn't a whole lot of variation. Most of the music in this game is pretty conventional JRPG stuff. This is the combat thing, basically. When you're flying around, you're not in a dungeon, you're running around the overworld killing a bunch of mobs, this is the music that plays. But there isn't a whole lot else apart from this. In fact, it's not even on the CD. It's on the... Yeah, I got the select CD. There were 5 songs on that CD that this game came with. Yeah. So that's a big disappointment. But hey, you can listen to this song anytime you want, I suppose. So click on that menu to move it. Yeah, we already showed you the map. Story and quest objective, topography and crystal locations. Location objective on the main map will have action pointing in their direction. Okay. That's good to know. Let's crystal from the map menu to move to it. Fast travel. There is fast travel in this game. Like in Skyrim, when you get to a crystal, it becomes a fast travel point, so it's worth it to find them if you want to explore as quickly as you can, which I'm going to try and do as soon as I'm done talking. Map completion. How much of the area you've mapped, how much of the Isle of Siren you've mapped. Captain Barbaros will reward you for every 10% of the Isle of Siren. Oh, okay. So it's not just based on the shore we're exploring, it's based on the entire island. So I guess I will get some goodies later, just not now. You can mix medicine, you can certain materials like the medicine, but you need an empty bottle, and I don't have an empty bottle. Do I? Well, if I drink from the bottle, I guess it'll be empty, so there you go. Okay, nothing to equip here yet. All everyone has here is leather armor. Don't I have a better... Yeah, I already have a better sword. And later on, after we defeat the first boss, we'll be able to upgrade our weapons, because there'll be a crafting, there'll be an upgrade system, where you use materials to make your weapon twice as strong. It's a linear upgrade. You might as well do it. We'll get to that later. Let's see. You can rotate and pan and great. Okay, let's see. We're only 2 people in our party anyway. Skills. You gain XP based on how many times you use your skills, like in Tales of Phantasia, or Tales of Destiny 2 here, as it was called in the United States. Every time you use these skills, you build towards the next level up. You gain skills, I believe, as you gain experience throughout the game. You'll see A-Dog gain another skill in a second. Right now he only has 1. I have it mapped to 2 buttons. You can map the same skill to all 4 buttons if you want. And as you can see the where it says Next 101 here in the top right-hand corner of this little window that I have highlighted. That's how many times I have to use this special attack before it levels up. Same with Laxia. She has a dagger fling, which is actually kind of a projectile attack. So I'm going to abuse that as much as I can. But again, these skills require these skill points. You see them on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen right there? See all those 4 icons inside the circle? That little light blue ring, that little semicircle on the left side of that ring. Those are my special points, my SP. Hold R1, and I can press any of these buttons. I can consume SP to use these special attacks. It comes back eventually if you defeat enemies. See, when I use this sword, that's my regular attack. Now, watch what happens to Adol when I stop pressing this button. That's the flash. So that means my charge attack is unleashed. That's the charge attack. If I hit an enemy with that charge attack, I gain some SP back. So if you want to get your SP back, hit enemies with that special attack. Wait till he charges and flashes like that, and unleash it. Same with Laxia. She has her regular attacks. I hold R1, press circle to do her dagger fling. And this is shared XP, isn't it? This is shared SP. So you see how both characters share that pool of SP. So if I want a character to use a special attack, I need to regenerate it so that both of us can use it. Okay, which stuff I actually didn't know last night when I was playing. That's the way I came. So let's go here. So this is the room that we're in. We will leave the room and go to one of the adjacent ones. Let's go to the one on the right so we can harvest the material. So we're leaving this room and going through the dotted lines here to go to the next room. I'll show you what happens when I get to the next area. Like I've complained about this before. This game looks like it was programmed on PS2 with these tiny little rooms. I mean, it's fine, but it just kind of makes clear that this game wasn't made to be like a seamless open world game. So once I go back into the room, the enemy will respawn, see? So if you want to grind, you can do it like that. Okay, experience. 166 for Adol, 218 for Laxia. Let's level up Laxia. So I did all the attacking, she didn't do anything. She still got 2 experience points for that. I got 1. Fine. I wonder if that's supposed to happen. 167 to 218. That's weird. There we go. So she got the experience point for that. That one's down. Yeah, she's getting the experience. So I guess she's the one who killed it. I can press triangle to get rid of that lock on right there. Or while it's locked on, I can press right. I can use the right stick to switch between different targets. We got our SP back. Now I'm going to start abusing my special attacks. Skill finish. Skill finish, the game says that when you kill an enemy with a skill finish, you get some of the SP back that you used to kill it. I think it said you get half of it back. So if you need 10 SP to kill an enemy with a skill finish, you get 5 SP back. That kind of thing. And of course, you always get SP back when you attack an enemy with that. So watch what happens if I'm going to use some of his special attacks. Do I have to hit an enemy to get experience for that? 173. That's the amount of experience. That's the number of times I have to use that special attack before it levels up. You have to make contact, don't I? You have to make... Nope, wait, look at that. 172. Okay, watch this. 170, 169. Huh. So even if I don't hit an enemy, I can just sit there and just mash on the skill button. But I have to hit an enemy to get my SP back. So watch what happens. Watch that blue meter there on the bottom of the screen. Use my regular attack. See, I got some back. So I'm getting more back. So we're getting a bunch of SP back because we're attacking with those super attacks there. Those charge attacks like that. There we go. So that's cool. So I didn't know I could do that. So now I can spam this over and over again. Old school JRPG abuse. Yeah, just do that over and over again. You'll be fine. You just use this over and over again. But you have to get your SP back if you want to use it in an actual fight. So it's not based on making contact. It's based on just using it. Which is kind of amusing. So that's so you can just spam on this if you're facing a weak enemy. By the way, we're not getting much experience by hanging out here, by the way. Hold on. Those guys can actually jump. It's kind of amusing. Okay, hold on. I guess the last time I was doing this, I was too busy talking about the E series. I wasn't even paying attention to any of that. Okay, let's see. So that explains the combat more than I expected. So now we know. Okay, so we need to go to a place with a lot more experience than this, because we're not getting any experience from these enemies, really. Laxia will go up in a few fights, but it's going to take her 15 fights to go up an experience level. Okay. She seems to be doing most of the fighting, too, which I think is amusing. Not complaining, just observing. So we got all those items. Let's go up and around. Yeah, can we go up and around to that area up there? Let's try that. You have to go up and around. Yeah, to this red area back here. The real good enemies are over by the shore, so we'll get there as soon as we can. There's something to explore over there. Yeah, up and to the right. Let's see what we find. Okay. This should be the time when I mentioned that... What is it? Yeah, okay. I do own CD-ROMs of the first 4 Ys games. Basically, Book 1 and 2, Ys 3, and 4. Yeah, we can't go this way. It's blocked by a tree. So, completely ignore this red area. It's completely sealed off. So see, you can no longer see it on our map. That's kind of amusing. Yeah, see, it's completely sealed off. There's something here on the shore, isn't there? Yeah, there is. At least there was. That's where I found my sword. Just driftwood. Oh well. Nothing more to see here. This is where I picked up my sword when I first started the game. So I went completely backwards. But yeah, we can hold down L1 to run. Because that's how we dodge. We just hold down L1 to run. It's harder to turn, by the way. It's like turning a car at high speed like this. See, it's kind of hard to run in a circle. See, if you're not running, you just run in a circle like this. But if you're holding down the L1 button, you have a much wider turn radius. So keep that in mind if you're running and speed running, I suppose. And you press the right stick to turn the camera back around you instantaneously. 60 FPS for this combat, which you can't really see because, you know, this PS4 only records at 30 FPS. That's okay. So again, I do own the CD-ROMs for the TurboGrafx CD versions of this game, the North American versions of Ys 1 and 2 and 3, and I got a Japanese CD-ROM for PC Engine that I got at Otakon about a decade ago. But I think it was the first CD-ROM I ever purchased for a video game. Yeah, because I mean I'm not including Tomb Raider because that was a PC game. But I still don't have a TurboGrafx CD, but I bought it because, you know, I just wanted to hear the music because I knew the soundtrack was Redbook. So I didn't play it. I don't play it in the car or something. I just ripped it so I can play it anytime I want. Because those CDs are starting to get pretty old, so I had to rip them so that I can listen to the music anytime I want without having to worry about, you know, stripping the plastic off, the plastic resin or whatever. I was worried about it corroding away. You know how it is with CDs. There's always a risk with CDs and DVDs, so fair warning. That's why I don't listen to music unless I rip it first from these video game CDs. Okay, so let's get out of here. So we're going through that red arrow down there. Yeah, over there. But I've never played any of those games in the CD-ROM format. I did play the first Ys game I played was on the Super NES with Ys 3, Wanderers in the East. And that game got a lot of ports, you probably know. Like, the first Ys game, which I didn't play, obviously, it was the first game to come out in America because it apparently had been released on a bunch of CDs. Well, am I going the wrong way? Let me get back the way I can. It came out on a bunch of CDs, only on TurboGrafx. That was the thing. And of course, we all know how ill-fated that system was in North America. But it was the first CD-ROM game, well, other than Sherlock Holmes, that I'd ever heard of. And, you know, that game got incredible raves by, you know, lots of reviewers at the time, because, you know, back in 1990 when that game came out, all video game music was basically, you know, mostly silent PC music, unless you had a sound card, I guess, you know, from an internal speaker. You had NES games, Sega Master System games, and early Sega Genesis games. That's pretty much all video game music sounded like. And I guess if you heard Psycho Soldier in the arcade, then I guess you heard, you know, a video game with actual vocals. But, yeah, I mean, that was all video game music was. Then Wanderers, then Ys 1 and 2 came out, and that was, quote, real music. I mean, it had a really good soundtrack. It's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. A lot of variety on that. It was actually a series of rearranged tracks, because Yuzo Koshiro, you know, the guy from Streets of Rage and ActRaiser and Revenge of Shinobi, that guy did the original music for the original games on PC, the Japanese PC. And for the CD-ROM version on the TurboGrafx, they hired Ryo Yonemitsu to rearrange them, you know, for with higher quality synthesizers. He had a guitar, obviously, and his guitar riffs are amazing. But the game also had, I have to go up here and get these walnuts. Yep, walnuts. These walnuts. But they hired Ryo Yonemitsu to use higher quality synths. You ended up getting, you know, somber piano tunes and rock tunes and lots of synths, obviously. Lots of extra synths. And which is great for a game like that, because if you think about it, apparently it's a pretty conventional bump the enemy to kill them. Because you didn't swing a sword in that game. You just ran into the enemy and knocked them backwards. And if you did it multiple times, that was how you killed them. It was bizarre. But I guess it kind of makes sense for a game that was made on a PC. Because it's not everyone wants to play with a keyboard, I guess. Not everyone wants to attack with a keyboard, right? So you just bump into the enemy. You don't have to worry about collision detection as much. You don't have to worry about animating a sword sprite. You just run into an enemy, and that's how you destroy them. Weird. But no, I've never played that game. That game was actually remade on the DS, I believe. Was it Ys Rebirth, something like that? And the game was actually available on the Wii. Yeah, it was available on the Wii store, I believe. For like $10, which is why I didn't buy it. That and my Wii wasn't online at the time. But yeah, you got to play that game and Rondo of Blood on the Wii with and Gates of Thunder. Yeah, Gates of Thunder was on that thing. So you got to hear, three of the best, soundtracks of the era on the Wii. Because I think Hudson Soft was repurposing their old, or some of their old TurboGrafx games for the Wii store. So if you've never played Gates of Thunder before, or Ys 1 and 2, the CD version, you could download them from the Wii store. I mean, I would love for them to come out on, I need to get my health back, give me a second. Oh, that's trying to kill these people. Let me leave. Yeah, I don't want to be here. Let me get out of here, then I'll get my health back, because I have to put my sword away. Give me a sword. Whoops! Don't want to be here. I can't heal myself, by the way. I'll show you how I heal myself in a moment, if I can get to a crystal. Yeah, put my sword away. Okay, I'll put my sword away in a second. Yeah, thanks for helping me out, by the way. Jeez. So when I put my sword away, our health comes back. See? If I start running again, the health regen stops. But as soon as I stop running, health comes back. So his breathing animation will stop in a second. See? We got all the color back in our cheeks. Okay, so let's continue what we were doing. Whoop. You can't come. Keep forgetting to use my special attack. Let's do that. Oh yeah, I can switch to Laxi. Let me show you her stuff. Get up here. Got some iron ore, so we're going to need that. That sound effect sounds a lot like Star Ocean 2. This is the way I came. So I got to go up here to the top to take out those 3 red dots in our mini-map. Did we go up and yeah, Laxi went up an experience level, but she didn't get anything for it except for more HP, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Get these walnuts. Aha! Whoops. Get up there. Just put your sword away, dude, so we can get some more health back. So really, what I was worried about with the Ys games that I had played, well at least with Ys 1 and 2, is that it just wouldn't hold up, so I didn't even bother. And I never bought the Wii version, but I probably should have, because I owned the CD, but I bought it used. Just to hear the soundtrack would have been great, but, I mean, they probably just converted the whole thing to MP3 format anyway. Which makes sense if you think about it, because it would fit on a download. But it would be nice to just kind of get, like a package, like a bundle of the old Ys games on PC, just so I can play those games, for posterity's sake. Yeah, that's not a crystal. I'll take care of it. By the way, how are we on skills? Okay, he's down. So I'm gonna have to use that a lot more often. Yeah, I've been avoiding that. So I need to start using this. Okay, switch. Let's abuse this over and over again. Can I get my SP back when I do that? What was it? Yeah, I remember Ys Book 1 and 2 had that rave review from Lee Pappas on the Video Games Computer Entertainment magazine. He was the editor at the time, or one of the editors. He was like, "This is the best music I've ever heard in a video game." But again, consider what it was, what the competition was at the time. Atari and Nintendo and Sega Master System stuff, because the Super NES hadn't come out yet. So hearing real music come out of that thing was probably a huge deal out of a TurboGrafx 16. And really, the whole bit was, it was just Red Book music. It was just regular, quote, regular music, quote unquote, burned onto a CD that played as you were playing the game. So the regular game itself had very little music and very few sound effects. And all the music was just being streamed right off the CD, which is fine by me. I mean, the music is fantastic, and I can't go up that design yet. There's some craftable materials in here I can grab. So I got that. Strange mass. But I can use that to make iron ore, I believe. Skill finish. Got a light bone. I can use that to craft a heavier bone, I believe. How do I get out of here? I think I'm going down. So my destination is down. So we're going down. This is our next destination. Yeah, this is the beach. This is the beach where you can really grind up, because the enemies here have way more experience. Yep. And there's also a crystal on the other side of the beach. I'll show you that in a second. Try these after getting used to combat. L1 with proper timing to slow down. You'll be invincible. The world slows down, so it's like bullet time, or it's like bullet time in Bayonetta. Flash guard. Time a guard with the R1 button to block rising enemy strikes to activate. Damage is nullified, and the SP and extra gauge will charge. All attacks briefly become critical hits. It's fantastic. We'll get to that in a moment. Hold L1 to dash, obviously. We can run away from enemies. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. We'll take out the wolves first. Get that away. Not exactly a stealth system, but they won't attack us till we get closer. Let's see. So 2, 19, 16. Okay, get over here. There he goes. How much did I get for that? See, I got 2, Laxi got 1, based on the hit she got on that wolf, I guess. See, these guys are easy. It's the guys on the shore that are the problem. Yeah, those guys down there are shelled enemies. They are weak against... yeah, see those shelled enemies down there? See that. Those shelled enemies down there are weak against strike attacks, which we don't have. It's a yellow. Now, those enemies down there, those little pink enemies right there on the shore, they're weak against Adol's sword attacks. Slash attacks. So he'll lead against them. That thing is the strongest enemy we've seen so far in the game, so we'll run past it. Well, there's a crystal behind him, so we'll get to him in just a second. We'll avoid those sea snails in just a moment. Let's take out these guys. They're going to try to attack us while we're fighting the other enemies. Those other enemies are a lot stronger than we are. They can do a lot of damage at this point in the game. Is there anything else up there? Yeah, there's a treasure chest and a craftable over there, so let's grab it. Take out the projectile thrower. Okay. Light bone and red meat. Okay, this. Got a digitalis leaf. Anything else? Yeah, it's a craftable. This is gonna, yeah, it's gonna crafting on I can grab. Still finished. Yep, got the iron ore I wanted. That's everything here, right? So I gotta go down to the shore. Let's avoid those guys. We're gonna run past these guys. Follow the left wall. That horseshoe crab jumped. Yeah, these guys are very dangerous. We gotta keep going. There are footprints in the sand. They are not ours. They are story important footprints. We're gonna avoid this guy. Here's the crystal. Here's our waypoint. Let's take on this guy. He's pretty strong at this point. So look, gotta dodge. I missed. Go back to the crystal. We're fine. So that crystal regenerates our health. Let's do this. You can also set up a dodge attack there. That timed dodge attack. If you time it right when he lifts his tentacle. Okay, these guys are in trouble, but I can take care of them. Yep, broke them. Because again, they're weak against Adolf's attacks. But you get a lot more experience out of these guys, by the way. See? 123, 170. Watch what happens when we defeat one of them. We don't really need to save our game, but we will. It's like a working save. Yeah, we got some cocoa nuts. Cocoa Palms, excuse me. Here we go. These guys. Okay, look out for them. Yeah, they can do some damage. Thankfully, we're near a crystal. This is where we level up. 163, 209. Yeah, so we should go up pretty quickly. Let's see how quickly we can go up. There are a few more horseshoe crabs over here. Oh, there's a Siren wheat over here, right? Yep. That spinning attack's kind of annoying. It doesn't quite a bit of damage. Yep. So again, Adol just murders these guys. Who wants them? I think I stunned him with that special attack. Okay, these mollusks are kind of annoying. Okay, so yeah, we should go up in experience pretty soon after a couple of waves. So give me a second. Right here. Yeah, these guys are pretty strong. They take a lot of hits to bring down. Yeah, I think I did stun them though. There's an aerial combo. So that gives me a bit more experience, the game said, right? So we get way more experience from these guys than the regular enemies. Yeah, 240 to 287. Whoops, careful. Yep, 250 to, yeah, so we got 10 experience, and she got 9. Okay. So we will get a lot more experience from these guys. So we should go up pretty soon. I think I wanted to be level 8 last time I fought that boss. Who wants some? Come on, get him in the air. Yeah, Adolf's supposed to have another... Yeah, I got another skill. Just a second. I got a skill I haven't used yet. Okay, let's map it to the triangle button. He's got an aerial spin. Oh, these are both. Oh, okay, so the aerial spin can be mapped to circle then. Slightly stronger. And she needs to use her dagger fling a lot more often, but she doesn't have any more skills we can use. Okay. So we can map that to the circle. And the Sonic Slide can be mapped to the triangle because he's pointing it forward. So I guess that sort of makes sense. Let's map that to... Yeah, it's fine. It won't even matter. So we can turn all this off. Square? Circle? No. Yeah, whatever. It won't matter that much. Whichever one I do. Okay. Let's abuse it. So we can go to the next area and then jump back out, because there is a boss over there. My autosave. Now I'll jump back. I'm not gonna go any further because there's an enemy there. We don't want to do a boss fight yet. Okay, so let's grind on these enemies and go up an experience level. Here we go. Hit me out. There's my flash move. And she has a new skill. I don't think she ever got a new skill the last time I played. Let's see. She has a blitz charge, which is forward. So you have to map that to a triangle, I'd say. Map the triangle, makes perfect sense. Uses 20. Okay, so that's how many times she used that to learn that. And he needs 96 more Sonic Slides, so we'll be fine. Let's see what we learn. Who wants some? Can I take a hit there? I think I can hit there. Level up. Okay, 1592, so we'll be fine. Wait. It's gonna take a while. That's the aerial attack he has. I do the Sonic Slide. That little circular attack of this. Gets him in the air. I did it. Again, it takes a while to whittle him down, but you can get him eventually. If he's in the air, he can't attack us, so that's good. Yeah, it takes a long time to get all these attacks built up. Skill finish. That was her skill finish, of course. They're down. Should be one more, I thought. Okay, we're getting a lot of experience here. I guess we already killed all 3 of them, accidentally. You have those horseshoes you have to deal with. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, I took a hit there, but whatever. Yep, down he goes. Murky mucus. The bait's for fishing. I'll show you fishing later. Come on. Here we go. Good to see what we need. Who wants some? Yeah, I'm out of SP. Give me a second. Got my SP back. Not complaining. It's not very hard to get the SP back. You can spam these special attacks pretty easily. We killed all of them. Let's run. Actually, did we get all the craftables here? Yeah, like all the goodies? Let me check. Yeah, those. Yeah, do those things respawn up there? No, it doesn't respawn. We already grabbed, so we don't get the treasure chest back either, do we? Your skill finish. That's a rising spinning attack. Yes, that's already open. That's permanently open now. There you go. That's easy enough. Yeah, do this a few more times. Yeah. So I didn't get my special, gonna get my SP back for doing that. That's okay. So really, I guess we only have to do this for like maybe 3 more minutes. That'll be my excuse to talk about the E stuff. That gives you, at least that gives you some idea about the flow of combat. How I can get these back. That's a pretty good run. I just leave the room and get a bunch more experience. Maybe 2 more trips out of this room will get me to the next experience level. In fact, I want to switch to Laxia to see what our special attacks do. And of course we can't go through here, because the game is gating our content. Hold on, fix my mic. And those are the footprints we needed to save, but that's okay, we're not gonna go there yet. Actually, we're not gonna fight the boss that's there yet. Let's just get the crystal, regen our health. Gotta switch to Laxia so I can take a look at some of her special moves. Okay, R1 circle, as soon as we dodge. Check out. And that's the triangle move. There's my flash. He's almost dead. Got him. Soft fiber and murky mucus. You want some of this? Gonna have SP. Okay. That's cool. So I guess that that's a fencing move, like the charge move. Hold on, get over here, stupid. We'll lure him out. We'll be fine. Get him in the air. Like I can't use him in the air yet. There we go. Now I can use the aerial attack. The R1 circle move to do the jumping aerial spin. Yeah, these guys are gonna be annoying to face. They just take too long to kill. Could just ignore them. Yeah, hopefully he'll lose interest. Down. And you can get, and once you're in the air, you can do the little aerial combo too. So that's always fun. Yeah, but yeah, I mentioned before that E3 is the only Ys game I've really played, at least the first one I played. It was on the Super NES too, which is kind of not saying much because that game, I mean, okay, the graphics, the parallax scrolling looks great. The background graphics were real good because, you know, back then, having highly detailed graphics having highly detailed graphics and multiple layers of background scrolling at different rates, that was a huge deal back then. That was how you didn't have 3D back then, so that's how you gave the illusion of depth. And obviously one of the things you could do on a 16-bit system that you really couldn't do that well in an 8-bit system was that parallax scrolling. Obviously some games did, like Sword Master and Totally Rad, and Battletoads had a bit of parallax scrolling too. But it was a huge deal on by the time Ys 3 came out, because by then, you know, everyone was doing like 4 levels of parallax back then. So it was a bit. It was like Thunder Force 3. A lot of games were doing a lot of parallaxing because they could. And the systems were made for it. The systems were made for having multiple layers of background scrolling. So where's what's her name? Oh, she's behind me somewhere, I guess. Yeah. She respawns behind me, it's fine. So we can do, I guess, 2 more entries into here before we take on the boss. Because we want to go up 1 more experience level. So let's go 1 more round. Yeah, I want to switch to her. There's your flash move. Whoop, didn't dodge. I should have dodged that. I'll get that. Okay, so that jumping charge attack. That jumping charge attack of hers, yeah, that's her triangle attack. Her special triangle attack. Go away. Look at all these Cocoa Palms. Definitely gonna want those. You can just farm those for like infinite health if you want. You're gonna need it against some of the bosses. In fact, the boss we're gonna face will be pretty annoying. Yeah, I can't use my special attack yet. Here we go. I'm getting some of it back. Come on, hurry up. How many more? Yeah, she'll go up an experience level after this batch of enemies, I think. Because I'm not going to waste time fighting all the mollusks, I don't think. Whoops. Took a few hits there. What's the wolf doing here? He's going to get slaughtered. There we go. That's useful. Siren Wheat's always good. I forget what you can craft with it, but I know it's useful later. Let's grab one of those, too. See, yeah, so Ys 3 was basically... I mentioned that Ys 1 and 2, which is a top-down action game, basically. We bumped into enemies. Ys 3 was just a traditional side-scrolling action game. You know, like Castlevania with a sword, basically. In fact, I'm trying to see how would I describe it? Like Battle of Olympus, basically. A game like that. It was pretty Faxanadu. It was pretty conventional. Wrong bud. Yeah, get with the wrong bud. I'll take that. Okay, we're fine. Stay out. There he goes. Vadal's up. So we're both level 8 now, so we can move on. We'll go up a little bit more experience and then go fight the boss. That gives you some idea about how long it takes to actually go up an experience level. This is where you grind, and that's how you grind. And how are we on skills? 106. Yeah, I can use a Sonic Slide a few hundred more times if I want. Yep, we're good. Down. Yeah, we're fine on experience. Come get some. Yeah, Adol's the one who should be fighting these guys. So weaker against his attack. Well, she'll be fine. She just has to spam more. That's really all that's about. Searing Wheat. I already got the Searing Wheat over here, I guess. Okay, so let's bail. But I gave up on Ys 3 very shortly. It just seemed to be a bit too simplistic for it. I mean, there was basically like there was no real exploration. It was just kind of go into a dungeon, you know, fight a few enemies, and you know, basically survive the corridors, get to the boss. That's pretty much all the game was. That's the point, really. But I'll talk more about that later. I'm gonna need the vamp later. Okay, there's a boss here. Let's do this thing. Hold on. Yeah, you didn't hear nothing. You might have to skip these cutscenes. The story is actually kind of... It's not obnoxious, it's just completely unremarkable. So I would ignore... Except for even with the tropes, it's just completely unremarkable. Yep, that's all this is. It's all a big setup to Jurassic Park. See? Jurassic Park. And we have an ally with us, so be careful. We have to hit this guy in the head. And this guy can do a lot of damage. I hope you brought your Cocoa Palms and your walnuts. Wrong button, wrong button. Yeah, we want to use him. So I guess I could use that big guy. What special attacks does that big dude have? Yeah, let's find out. Okay, so he's already mapped his skills. Okay, we're fine. Vortex. We're going to aim that towards him. So we'll use the highway. We'll map the vortex to that one just in case. Okay. But again, we're supposed to hit this guy in the air. Look out. This boss has 2 health meters in the bottom right, left-hand corner of the screen, so be careful. What? Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't get that hit. I'm fine, I guess. Okay, walnut. Maybe you guys take a cocoa palm for now. So the circle, the R1 circle attack is the one I want because it's an uppercut. Whoops! With that L. We are doing some damage to him. Yep, look out. We got fire. Flash guard, yes! Mash, mash! Darn it. Did I lose my flash guard? I think I lost my flash guard. Yeah, I lost my flash guard. So I was spamming buttons, and I got confused and discombobulated. Yeah, I need my special attack. There we go. Yes! Yes! That is what's up! They had some attacks to him. Yeah, I gotta get my lock on going. Let me heal myself. Actually, let me not heal myself. I can heal myself a little bit. Okay, we're fine. No. Yes! Flash move. Yes! It's actually pretty easy. Oh, shockingly easy. Since I knew the pattern from last night. And I was strong enough, so there's that. So I did get something during the fight. I gotta figure out what skill I learned. Maybe it was just Sayhad there with the big old anchor. That might have just been him going up an experience level. Yes, the dinosaur. So we're here in the land of the lost, apparently. Oh yeah, this bit right here. See? He has boundary issues. He's earthy. See, Adol seems to be cool with it. But she didn't establish this matter. There it is. Yeah, it's a bit in this game. She didn't do that much damage. It was the whole Solange versus Jay-Z thing, I guess. Don't worry, she'll warm up to him. Yeah, that's supposed to be lice. Yeah, were you a guest in Lombardia? Yeah, I mentioned before, the animation in this isn't great. It's just extremely limited, you know, CGI animation, you know, lots of camera movements, you know, it's pretty unremarkable. So the visual, I mean, I guess the look of the game is sort of okay. Like I said, it looks like an upscale PS2 game, but nothing really special as far as animation goes. Like I said, he's earthy. And you probably noticed Adol's like Chrono and Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. Everyone else does the talking around him. Although apparently he has a few short things to say and you're supposed to project. Oh yeah, this Liz is gonna wake up in a second, so you know. And ideally we'd be cutting him up for meat, but you know. You figure something out?
いえ、まだはっきりとは。とにかく調べてみないと。それにしてもついてないぜ。
Yeah. I don't know where that anchor was hiding, but he somehow pulled it out of his backpack. It's bigger than he is, and somehow he pulled it out of nowhere. Oh well. It's like May from Guilty Gear, I suppose. That's a unique weapon. Yeah, it's May. It's basically May from Guilty Gear. Kill him. Destroy him. See? You let him live. Don't worry, it's a fake out. No, wait, the music kicked up again. Nope, we already just did a boss fight and the game has an autosave, so don't worry. Still run away. Gotta finish what you start, bro. Just saying. It's not much of a running animation, but hey, whatever. But she's scared of him. I guess the dinosaur was fine. Yeah, you've been running around all day and you just fought a dinosaur and now you're tired? And hungry. That's what happens when you don't. That's what happens when you don't kill your prey. Don't worry, we can just go to the shore and yeah, we can just go to the shore and eat a bunch of seafood. It'll be great. Okay, so what are we up to here? I'll end up doing another video in a second. Highway, vortex. They had Nautilus. So we already mapped all his skills. We're fine. He's level 7, so we gotta level him up pretty shortly. So let's fight with him a little bit, then stop the video. We'll pick it up again on the other side. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can fast travel. I can fast travel back to that place. So we'll fight for a little bit, then fast travel. Okay? Let's see what this guy do. We're gonna fight him. Triangle. Back to the hit. Oh yeah, I'm out of SP. Ow! I'm about to heal myself. Give me a second. But yeah, see, I'll show you what happens when a character dies. And we'll also fight with these mollusks over here. So I'll show you what happens when he dies. Because if you go back to the crystal, he regens. Everyone comes back and you go back to the crystal. And remember, these enemies do not like his attacks. He's got these yellow strike attacks. See? Wiped him out pretty easily. See, so Seihat has those yellow strike attacks that those shelled enemies do not like at all. So the dude's gonna die in a second, but let's get Adol in here so we can use these dudes. Come on. And he can take on these horseshoes over here too. Searing wheat. You know, we got the collectible from over there. Okay, switch. Switch. Okay, so hit him. Come on, give me the hit. Hit him. Hit him. Sucks. I'll go up to the wolf and make the wolf and kill him. I just want to show you what happens when he completely dies. When one of our characters dies, anyway. I guess I can use a special attack. I should have done that. I'm trying to kill him, not make him stronger at this point. Come on, hit me. No, you guys are too weak. It's not gonna work. Maybe one of the moles can kill him. Come on, hit me. Yeah, he's dead. So we'll revive him in just a second. I can see these guys anyway. Okay, so let's go over here to the crystal and revive our dude. Let's see. He gets some experience. He'll go up. He and Laxio should go up pretty soon. We'll be fine. Because he's always going to trail us in experience. let's grab that blue thing over there. Oh, I gotta get the Cocoa Palms. We used a couple during that fight. Which is a good reason to grab these, because, I mean, all they do is regen over and over again. So that boss fight shouldn't have been a problem whatsoever.